Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. It's time for the Book of Boba Fett, Season 1, Episode 3, Chapter 3, The Streets of Mos Espa, a Quinn Martin production. Um, Sorry, it's the streets of San Francisco for those of you who grew up in the 70s. Anyway, let me take care of some business first, so we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos my vast video library and pops up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can't, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you don't want to be notified when I come on live, then hit that bell down below and YouTube won't notify you when I come on live. What you should do, though, if you want to know when I'm coming on live, go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it every week. Also have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Giving you enough time to hit pause, stop, whatever you're going to do. All right, there we go. Wow. So the first two episodes we set up the Hutt twins. We set up the Tuscan Raiders, that he's living with, out in the wild, like Jane Goodall and all that stuff with the apes and whatnot. And this episode we wiped that all off the board because that doesn't make any difference, because now we got the Pikes syndicate and the Kenton Raiders, the Camptown Ladies. That's the first thing that came to mind was Camptown Ladies when they said Kenton Raiders, and I'm like, the Camptown Ladies. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This episode was bad. The street, or the race, or the chase scene throughout the streets of Mos Espa was the only thing that would have made it a lot better is if someone had sped it up, like comically sped it up, and put the Benny Hill chase scene music in there. That would have made it so much better and made it funny and funnier, I should say, than what it was. Yeah. And just so you know that this is a Robert Rodriguez directed episode, Danny Trejo's in it as well. So Danny Trejo comes in with a Rancor, because why not? He's a Rancor Wrangler. Try and say that 10 times fast. He's a Rancor Wrangler, Rancor Wrangler. As a gift to the Hutt twins, because there was a misunderstanding when they sent in Chrysanthemum to murder him. And they were obviously given the wrong information. And so was he, and the Pikes are the real enemies. So go back at the very beginning of this episode, and you see the robot, the torture robot, Jabba's old torture robot, is talking about how everything has been divided now in Mos Espa. And this is where the true, I guess you could say, information lies, is within that one little scene that's really boring, but it's right there. Is everything is there as to where everything is going to be at. Oh wow, the big freight train's going through. So if you see the screen shake, that's my entire apartment shaking right now. So um yeah. And man, I honestly, I'm hoping that this goes someplace. I really do. Raymond said, did the Huts leave because the CGI was too expensive? Yeah, I think that's what the case was. Yeah, it was. This really did have like a Poochie effect to me, where from The Simpsons, where and now I must go back to my home planet, and they pull the cell off of the off the screen. That's what it felt like to me too. I mean, the Huts left way too, like, abruptly, and with no good reason other than, well, we made a misunderstanding. Here's a Rancor for your problems. See ya. We're gonna go back to Hutta, and we're gonna leave you alone now. Good luck with the Pikes. Have a good day. That's pretty much what it was. And yeah, this was just a putz of an episode. It really was. Um and yes, I'm gonna throw John Favreau under the bus on this one too, because that's his writing. But Rodriguez has to, take 50% of this because the directing was really bad too. Um, oh, and by the way, if you blink and you missed it, if you take a look when Boba's having his flashback and he rides into Mos Espa and or Mos Eisley. That's right. He rides into Mos Eisley to go and talk to the Pikes, and you see the person putting stormtrooper helmets on the Pikes. That is where the Mandalorian, had come in. And if you look right behind it, walking past is Pelly and her little droids, from the starport that the Mandalorian so there's your Mandalorian cameo. It's in the background, it's really hard to see, but it's there. Um yeah, this was just a boring episode. It really was, and it just him bringing on these, street punks, the modified street punks that are modified with droid parts and whatnot. And I kind of wanted the one kid who has the eye modification that looks like Cyborg to say "booyah." I don't know why. I just kind of felt that way. Um, but this episode or this series needs to do something. I'm hoping that it actually leads to something. Because right now we're at the halfway point, and I have no faith in this series right now because it's bad. I'm pretty lenient about stuff too, but this is bad. So, Raymond says, "Do you think that Bubba will bring water back to a racket, uh, or will it be tea?" I don't. Yeah, they talk a lot about water, and he's having dreams about water. You could be right, Raymond, that he'll bring water back to Tatooine, since Tatooine was supposedly an ocean-filled planet as well before something happened. We don't know exactly what. We also got his whole tribe of Tusken Raiders got wiped out by the Camptown ladies, and so now we can cut ties with that. He's not tied down to the Tusken Raiders anymore. Although we know he still probably has ties to Tusken Raiders out there. So what's to do? What to do? What to do? So yeah, that's where we kind of leave off on this. Is that while Boba also wants to ride the Rancor, and that is not a euphemism for anything, even though it really should be. Ride the Rancor. you know? No, he really wants to ride the Rancor that he got. We also find out that Rancors have feelings because this came about actually in the Bad Batch, the first season of the Bad Batch. We found out that Rancors have feelings. Um, and yeah, I'm I'm just not feeling it. I'm really not. I mean, we know that Boba Fett, actually from the extended universe and all that, is supposed to be a tactician, some guy who is thought more than a few steps ahead of his enemies, and that's the reason why he survived for so long. And yet we see him just not looking forward. He's just kind of going with the flow, and he's kind of walking the earth like Cain, if you will. And yeah, exactly, Cheryl. Why make us care about the Tusken Raiders and then kill them? Because they had a shift in the plot all of a sudden, and they're like, "Oh, wait, this is a better plot. We should have brought this along to begin with." Yeah. What was the other celeb cameo, Raymond? Oh, and we also found out that the mayor is working with the Pikes as well. The Pike Syndicate. He's run off to go to the Pikes, and the Pikes are bringing a shitload of their guys into Mos Espa, which means they're going to start a war. There's at least a dozen of them in Mos Espa, so we've got that going on as well. Um, and Mos Espa, I guess, is where all the Vespas are, because that is what the cool kids were riding, or the candy colored Vespas. Everything looked too clean too. I know a lot of people have been talking about this, that this series looks too clean to be Tatooine. Tatooine's supposed to be a lot older, beat up, dirty shit. It's just covered, and it's too clean. It really is too clean. It's called getting fridged. Mork says, "I'm the odd man out. I do not like this series." I That's what I've been talking about, Mork, so far. I mean, you came in late again, didn't you? Let me start from the beginning for Morks on all of this. So, Tatooine was once covered in water, and now it's a desert. So they're going to bring back the water. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping this actually is better. Mark says, "You burned me on the first two episodes." I did. Yes, I know. So, yes, I know, Mark. You've been consistent, but you're always kind of like, you're a hard sell sometimes. Yes, Mufinobi, it isn't thrilling anyone at the moment. Um, I don't know where this is going to go. I know there is an episode where Filoni has co-written it with Favreau, and I'm hoping that picks things back up. Oh, Stephen Root. Yes, thanks. I forgot about the Stephen Root cameo, Raymond. As And I actually have his name written down here. Lortha Peel. Lortha Peel, the watermonger, who is charging 1 month's pay for 1 week's worth of water. Yes, other people have noticed that as well. They're talking about if those speeder bikes or the speeder Vespas don't combine and form some kind of Gundam or something like that, people are going to be pissed. So, yeah. Oh man. So yeah, this was not a good episode. The second episode, which wasn't directed by Rodriguez, it's the only episode that wasn't directed by Rodriguez, was actually the better episode and was the best episode of this. Um, oh, I also have to say, when Chrysanthemum ends up attacking Boba Fett in the back to tank when he pulls him out of the back to tank and starts fighting. Did anyone else have the old Star Trek theme music? The old fight music going in their head? Because that's what I actually had going on. And, you know, the still shot that I used for the thumbnail for this, where Tamora Morrison is doing this weird kind of look with his eyes looking like they're bugging out. I started laughing because I didn't realize I caught that just right on my phone. And yeah, there's just a lot of things that can be made fun of in this episode, and rightfully so. So yeah, Rodriguez is not on his form at all in this series. And I kind of don't want him back. I'm a fan of Rodriguez. I have movies of his up on the wall up there and everything. And I'm really disappointed in what he has done here. I really am. So I'm hoping he pulls something out of his ass for episodes 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, I'm sure someone at some point in time is going to do the Benny Hill version of that movie Finobi. I'm hoping so. I mean, yeah. Mork says, "I love mechas and Gundams, but if they if they did that, I would blow a fuse." Yeah. Mufno says, "Yeah, Rodriguez is an executive producer now. Too sadly, yeah. Well, for this series, he is. That's because he was well, he was one of the directors in season 2. Yeah, or was it season 1? Season 1. That's right. He was a guest director in season 1. Mork says, I hope this isn't a full week of disappointment with the Expanse last episode. I'm bracing for impact. I think we'll be okay. Raymond says, dude, what if he just ends up back in a Sarlacc pit at the end? That would be kind of funny where he dreamt everything and it was all just a dream. And Bobby Ewing comes out of the shower and he's like, hey, what the hell, man? Is Patrick Duffy still? No, Patrick Duffy's, I think, dead at this point, right? Um, you know, see, I just pulled that out of my head, that actor and Bobby Ewing and all that stuff. Thanks, Mufino, but you didn't need to do that. You really didn't. But thank you. I would laugh if he just woke up in the Sarlacc pit again, like, oh, good, it was all just a dream. I didn't have to go through all that bullshit. So, uh, yeah, man. Yes, Raymond. Yeah. Duffy's still alive. Okay. Okay. See, we can have him guest in the last episode. He comes out of the shower and it's all been a horrible dream, and Boba's still in the Sarlacc pit. Yeah. He'll come out of the back to tank. There we go. Patrick Duffy can come out of the back to tank, and it's all been a dream of Patrick Ewing on Tatooine. Thanks, Morks. Yeah, I know. I know. They put the pig, the pig guy into the back to tank too, and yeah, man, the back to tank's gonna smell like Gamorrean bo. Well, so yeah, not a great episode. There we go. So I wish I had more insight into this one, but I don't. And honestly, it's kind of like I really don't care about this episode. So it's yeah. Penn says might be better than the true ending, but I'm holding out hope. I want to as well. I want to believe. I really do, but we'll see where it goes. Hopefully better. All right. With that said, what else do I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow is going to be a double header. It's Station 11, the season finale of Station 11, and then the season premiere of Peacemaker. They're both on HBO Max, by the way, so you can watch 2 for 1 there. Friday is going to be the series finale of The Expanse, season 6, episode 6. That's what's on Friday, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get an announcement for a new series. Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. And Sunday is episodes 2 and 3 of Peacemaker, again on HBO Max. And we're going to do that because they all drop on Thursday, but I'm not going to do them all on Thursday. That's a work day for me. So, and tomorrow is going to be a bitch of a day. So I can tell you that right now. So, oh, and Monday I'm off. Tuesday's gonna be another episode. Is it worth my time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet, but we'll find something. And then Wednesday, of course, will be the Book of Boba Fett, episode 4, and hopefully, we will find out what's going on with all of this, and maybe it'll be better. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Black Chrysanthemum, whatever his name, he's going to be back and he's going to help Boba at some point in time too. And by the way, he has an augmented endoskeleton or exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Thank you. There we go. Inside. So he's got an augmented skeleton. Think of like Wolverine. And that's why he was really super strong. Even though he's a Wookiee and can really squeeze the shit out of stuff, he's also really super strong too, with that modification that he's got going on. So, and yes, that is from the comics, and we're fairly sure that's been brought over to it as well. Anyway, with that said, thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching, all the dirty, dirty videos, and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the clean videos in my vast video library they're not clean. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. And also all the links to my social media there, and all the links to my pages are there as well. Raymond says we'll see him and Obi-Wan. They fought. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot that Black Chrysanthemum was over there. Well, wait a minute. That is in the past, though. So, yeah, this is 4 years past. Well, now 5 years past not Battle of Yavin, but Return of the Jedi. So, thank you, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get woken up from your back to tank, which you've been going into quite a bit lately, and get the shit beat out of you by a Wookiee that is augmented. And where the fuck were your guards? All these guys, you had 7 people that you had actually hired, and not a single one of those fuckers was guarding you while you were in the back to tank. That's all I can say. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get those booster shots as well, and the flu shot, because there's nasty shit out there and a lot of nasty people. Thanks, and be safe out there, everybody. Take care, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. Good night, everybody.